Wow, look at that. You ready to rank this shit?
Yeah. Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we take whatever band or artist we're doing for the week and we rank all of their records from worst to best, and we also give our biggest banger from each of those if they have one. My name is Tyler, way out there, hundreds of miles away, way out there in the ether is Jeff. Go to Apple Podcasts, go rate, review, and subscribe to us on there. Follow us on social media at Asinine Radio. You can also listen to the podcast anywhere you find podcasts except for iHeartRadio because they suck. So get into that. We have a phone number you can call, leave us a voicemail, text us. The phone number is 503-893-5307. Get into that because we will take suggestions. That's what we did this week with the Bloodhound Gang. So yeah, we're doing Bloodhound Gang. We're gonna rank all 5 of their records, and but before we do that, we're gonna get into our 6 degrees of Tom DeLonge. If you don't know what that is, we try to connect the dots between the artist of the week, Bloodhound Gang, with Tom DeLonge. And I only got 1 today, so I don't know how many you got.
I got 0 because...
Oh, okay, wonderful.
Because
always playing along.
Because we just kind of... So I started with Jimmy Pop. No, there was a good excuse. I started with Jimmy Pop, and then it immediately went to like CKY. And we had just did CKY like a month ago.
Okay.
And then I tried to do Hasselhoff, and I was like, okay, this is a little bit difficult. And then I got distracted, and then I forgot until today. And then instead of doing the 6 degrees, I worked on this excuse.
I will say, if you take CKY out of the equation, this is like one of the hardest 6 degrees we've done.
It was, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't very easy because this band, they were popular for like a year, and then they never did anything really outside of this band, and yeah, it was difficult, but I did find one connection, and so I'll talk about it. So we start with Daniel P. Carter. He was in the Bloodhound Gang from like I think 2007 to 2015, or 2009 to 2015, something like that, and he played guitar in the band, but he's also known to be like a songwriter, a radio DJ, and all that shit. But he wrote several songs for the band McFly. Which I know you're aware of.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, Mark Hoppus was also involved with that band and sang on their song Growing Up. And then so we have Mark to Tom and Blake.
Mark also sang on the supergroup with Busted and McFly. The 2 bands, Busted and McFly, joined up, McBusted. And Mark sang on one of their songs too, I Hate Your Guts.
Yep, it's true. So yeah, that was really outside of CKY, that was like one of the only connection that I can make, because this Daniel P. Carter, even I thought he was more popular than he was. Like looking him up, he's really not that popular. He has a very successful radio show on BBC that like a lot of bands and artists go on. But I thought, other than that, like musically, yeah, I don't know. I thought he was way bigger than that, but whatever. So that's my only 6 degrees of Tom DeLonge. Really short one, but it works. So that's all I got. So let's get right into the album ranking. So we're going to do the five Bloodhound Gang records, starting with their worst at number 5, and then the biggest banger from each. So what do you got for number 5? Go.
All right, number 5, their worst, not their least best, but this is their worst.
Worst, okay.
This is their only bad record, and that is Hard Off.
Really? Okay.
Their 5th album. Really? What you mean, really? That's like objectively bad. This is
really.
It starts off incredibly strong too, like one of the strongest starts they've ever had. But damn, it tapers off immediately. Never recovers from that. There's the wit is still here, but the amount of electronic stuff's backing it doesn't match. And it just seems like this album doesn't even know what it wants to do. And overall, it's just like, this is soft rock. This is soft rock sounding. There's very, very little excitement. And it's a worse Hefty Fine because people hated Hefty Fine. This album is bad, dude.
Color me surprised.
What are you surprised
Color me
about?
surprised.
I don't know why you would be surprised at that.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So,
and my favorite song is obviously it's My Dad Says That's for Pussies.
Yeah, I mean that song is so good. I love that song.
It's a fucking banger. It's a beyond banger.
It is some of the best lyrics. I think some of the best lyrics like that he's ever written.
I would tend to agree.
It's fucking
dude,
funny.
the album never recovers from that.
Really? You don't think so, huh?
Absolutely not. I know so. This album is not good.
Okay.
And this was coming off a high. I listened to this right after Hefty Fine, and I was on cloud 9. And then it starts off with, My Dad Says That's for Pussies. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, dude, this can't. No matter what happens after this, I'm gonna love it. And then I was just like, wow, this killed my mood.
Oh God. Okay. So that's your number 5. Okay, that's very wrong. But my number 5. My number 5 is Use Your Fingers. I don't like this record. Never liked it. This week I went into with an open mind on this one, thinking, okay, it's been many, many years since I've even thought about listening to it, and it's just not good, man. It's not. It's rough. The lyrics are good at points, but he hadn't refined he hadn't refined that part of his abilities yet, and. Yeah, Use Your Fingers, man. It's pretty much just Jimmy Pop and the other guy, Daddy Long Legs, and it's much more of like a Beastie Boys-esque kind of hip hop record, and it just sounds like crap. It's just a crap album. I never liked it. Still don't like it. It's the first one, like I said, came out in '95, and if I had to pick a song, actually I do like the song "Mama Say," the single, and I actually have the single on vinyl. I picked it up from Nichols for free. So
that's right.
So I actually do have that on vinyl, but I would never pick up this record. No, never pick up this record. It's not.
Well, you're good. You have the single. It's fine, right?
Yeah, I'm totally fine with just the single. So
I still cannot fucking believe that there was a Bloodhound Gang single on like the bargain bin.
I know, and then he just gave it to me for free. It's so cool. All right, so that's my number 5. Crappy record. Use Your Fingers. What do you got for number 4?
Okay, well now we're venturing into the good category here, the good territory. Everything else is at least good to great. Hooray for Boobies is number 4 for me.
Okay.
Their third album, 1999. It's not a bad record at all. And it, like I said, this would get at least a 2. My problem with this is that it's too similar to Beer Coaster. And
really,
for what it's worth, like this band has only written like 5 songs. And Jimmy just changes the subject material over and over. And that's not a bad thing because a lot of bands will only write 5 songs. Bob Dylan made a career out of it. Not a big deal. But to think that this band has not written more than 5 songs is completely silly. And then the other one is like, this was like an hour long, which I think coming off Beer Coaster is just too long. Its length and the fact that it's not too, like going from Use Your Fingers to Beer Coaster was huge. And then going from Hooray for Boobies to Hefty Fine was huge. Going from Beer Coaster to this one, it's not that big.
Yeah, I guess I could see what you mean.
And it was fucking long. But
again, it is a long record.
Again, this is still at least a 2. I would buy this on vinyl, and it's now on my
you
want
would,
list.
because you didn't.
Yeah, I know. Well,
you didn't.
Because
I bought it, but
last time I listened to this had been many, many moons ago, and I didn't think it was that great. And had I bought it, because you bought yours, which is now worth way more, but you bought it for cheap, right?
Yeah, it was during the Black Friday or like the holiday sale on was it SRC? I think.
Someplace.
I think it was SRC. It's the clear variant double LP, and yeah, I got it with the discounts. I think I got it for like 25, and then because it was already the holiday discount plus like I was able to find other discount codes. So I think I got it for 25, and then now it's going for I think 70 or 80 now. But Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
got it. I told you to get it too. I told you at the time. I said, get it now. It's going to go up.
This upcoming holiday, I'm going to pick this up. If I see it again for that cheap, I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Right Turn Clyde.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is cool because this is like a precursor to Hefty Fine, that sound. And it's got this cool soft groove. And he uses the word tiddlywink. Like, who the fuck uses the word tiddlywink when you're like trying to spit rhymes and be a funny guy? Tiddlywink. What a dumb word. And they make fun of like The Wall by Pink Floyd. It's just an overall great song. It's funny. It's witty. It's a good song.
Very good. Very good song. Great record too. Okay, so that was number 4. My 4 and 3 are pretty much the same. They could be interchangeable. I like them equally. But I guess I'll just go with my number 4 as being Hard Off. I really like this record. I think it's really funny. I think this has some of the best lyrics, or some of the funniest lyrics that he's ever done. I think this record and One Fierce Beer Coaster have his best lyrics. And my favorite song is My Dad Says That's for Pussies, like we talked about. Dude, it's just so fun. Every time I listen to it, it's so funny. Chew Toy, another great song with some really funny lyrics. And then what's the other one? The one where he talks about diarrhea. Oh my God.
Oh,
barfing in somebody's toilet. No, the song off this record. The lyric is like barfing in somebody else's toilet. No, barfing in the toilet with somebody else's diarrhea. And then the end of the song, and the end of the song is just him going diarrhea for like it's so like childish, but it's so fucking funny. He sings with like a thick German or like a German accent or something like that. Do you know what? I can't even remember the name of it. It's not Think Outside the Box. I think it might be.
I just think you're giving this album way too much credit. I think this is another one of those like the AFI syndrome, the AFI body syndrome that you have. This album is not good. It's really not.
I think the reason why I like it more is because following the band, like I have, they like almost half of these songs they released years before the record came out. Like Dimes, American Bitches, Chew Toy, Uncool As Me, Clean Up an Aisle Sexy. Those songs came out like in 2010, 2011. So they had been out for a long time prior. And then I think they just needed like stuff to make a full record. So they just threw on like old songs they've already released. So I think that's another reason why this album sounds so just kind of all over the place, because the songs weren't made at the same time. So a good half of them weren't. So
that would make sense.
I think because songs like Dimes and Clean Up an Aisle Sexy are very much more like Euro dancey, and then you get like the acoustic song American Bitches, and then it's a very varied record, but it doesn't flow well. I will agree with you, it does not flow well.
If it wasn't for My Dad Says, this would get a sub 1 from me, but because it has that song on it, it gets at least a 1. It's bad.
Oh my God. Wait, what does he say about the light beer? I'm trying to remember that lyric. He says
some pretty fucked up things.
He says like gurgling cum is how they make light beer or something like that. It's like, it's so fucked up.
Like in 2015, it's not that long ago either.
I know.
And just some of like the racy things that he says is quite funny.
And you know that these are things that his dad probably said at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, and then the other one, which, definitely doesn't fly nowadays, but I'll just say it anyway because it's so like 14-year-old, but he's the lyric, this fair trade coffee tastes like gay. Like it's the pause between the fair trade coffee and then gay. And like how hard he enunciates the word gay too is just like he really wants you to know that he's saying gay. It's, oh my God, dude. It's so 14-year-old from like the 90s. I'll buy fair trade coffee though, to be fair. But I would get this on vinyl. I would definitely get this on vinyl. Dude, no. I think it's cool record. No. I totally would. If this was like $5, I'd pick it up. If this is $1 in the bargain bin, I'd get it. I'd get it for $1 too. Definitely get it for $1. I think on their site they still have some copies left, and I think they're going for 40. But I'm not going to
40? No way. Not even
I'm not
close.
going to drop 40. I would do 20. I would do 20 on this record,
Ugh.
but not more. Not more than 20.
No.
Okay, so yeah, that's my number 4 is Hard Off. What do you got for number 3?
Number 3. So here's where I'm getting into like, am I ranking these based purely off nostalgia? Am I ranking these based purely off of what I like? Because I've heard it so many times, but I'm just gonna do it how I have it here because it's subjective and I don't fucking care. But Use Your Fingers is number 3 for me, their first album.
I don't get it, man. I don't get that.
I never heard this album before, except for
really?
Obviously You're Pretty When I'm Drunk. No, no. This is silly hip hop, but again, like you said, this is like Beastie Boys styled hip hop. This is hip hop influenced, and it's energetic. It's funny. It's loaded with content. There's also a lot of back and forth call and answer stuff from like Jimmy and other members of the band, and it's cute. Like they never really done more with that part of it. It always just went into him doing it all himself, and so I think that part is a fair comparison to like the Beastie Boys. Obviously not like in that same vein as what they did because they were so different. But like if I had to speak negatively, the only song I really didn't care for is the Kids in America cover. I thought that was
it's so bad.
And
it was so bad.
And like in the second half of the album, there's a couple tracks that lose kind of like the hype and the excitement. But overall, this is a banger of an album. It's
really,
yeah, it's super exciting. It's super fun. It is the most different thing that they've ever done, and it's cool to see like their roots and how they grew as a band. I love this album. I thought it was amazing.
Okay. Wow, that's wild.
That's why I don't understand like why you like Hard Off, because it's so similar and it's just such like a B rate of everything they've done. But like Use Your Fingers, you rated it so low, which is so different than everything they've done, but it's still good. And like You're Pretty When I'm Drunk, dude, that's an iconic Bloodhound Gang song.
Yeah, it is.
So it's a hip hop song without instruments, right? It's all beatboxing and layering, and it's insanely cruel, but also so damn funny.
It's true. I remember them playing that live too. It was bad, but wow, I just unbelievable. It's number 3 for you. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't think it's a bad record, dude.
How? So like, what would you have picked my top? How would you have pre-ranked my 5, my 1 through 5?
So I think your least favorite would have been Use Your Fingers. Then I was gonna say it was gonna be, Beer Coaster, then Hard Off, then Boobies, and then Hefty Fine as number 1.
Dude, I feel like you don't even know me at all. You throw any kind of like hip hop into it, I'm going to enjoy it, especially when it's like rap hip hop from the mid 90s, right smack in the middle of the 90s.
It wasn't even that good. That's the thing. Like it wasn't.
It is that good though. It is that good because rap is so.
Thank God we didn't do this record.
Rap in the 90s was so up its ass, and here we got a bunch of guys that fucking don't take anything in life seriously, even more so than the Beastie Boys. My God. And it's just like, here we go. Like the Beastie Boys did License to Ill and then grew up from that. Even like half of License to Ill isn't that immature and bad. It's only like the big half that it's immature and bad. The other half is not bad hip hop at all. But Use Your Fingers is such a joke. Like, dude, Use Your Fingers is the fucking name of the album. It is a joke of an album. It is so different than anything anyone's ever done in hip hop.
I wouldn't know. Come on, man. I wouldn't say it's not.
Name one other band that takes hip hop
vocal.
less seriously than this. Name one
Two
hip
Live
hop
Crew.
group.
Two Live Crew.
What are you talking about? They take hip hop very seriously.
They did not take themselves seriously. No,
yes, they did. They just use
lyrically,
vulgar words.
no.
You're mistaking vulgar words from not taking themselves seriously. The bad production on this, the poor writing, everything about this is this band not taking themselves seriously. Two Live Crew is not that. Not that at all. Two Live Crew took themselves very seriously. Just because they said booties and hoes and bitches and stuff does not mean they didn't take the band seriously. They did. Bloodhound Gang, Use Your Fingers did not take themselves seriously. This is different than anything.
I agree. They
anything you've ever heard in hip hop.
They didn't take themselves seriously. I mean, none of their albums they take themselves seriously on.
But nothing has ever been hip hop. This is the only thing that's even close. And this is not even that hip hop, but nothing else has even been close to being like this type of hip hop. So that's, of course, it's
true. True.
You're fucking lucky it's not my number 2.
I can't believe. I thought it for sure was going to be at the bottom.
And like, I just still don't understand Hard Off. Like, objectively, Hard Off is a bootleg Hefty Fine. Dude, it is
That's fine.
It's just not
and it's still
good.
funny.
It's not that funny though. Like we've gotten to the point now where we've heard these jokes, and now it's 95 from Use Your Fingers, 2015, decades later. Okay, the same jokes, the same jokes are being said, and yeah, okay, I guess that's fine.
Okay,
but when you write the same fucking album. The same fucking album,
Jeff,
you write. And it took you 10 years to come out with that?
You know that we still laugh the same shit we laughed about when we were 14 years old.
Of course we do.
So don't give me that
but we're not putting out records.
Don't
what
give
are you
me that
talking about?
shit.
People
are just doing this for fun.
we're not putting out records out here.
Get off your fucking high horse over here, dude. Get out of here.
If he's not
act
gonna,
like you're holier than thou.
Every record
guy.
that they've done has been better than the last in some capacity, except for Hard Off. That is the only one that has been truly just a rehash of all the shit they've ever done. Everything else has been better.
Who cares?
That's why it's the worst.
It was still fun.
I'm not saying
it was still
bad.
Fun. It was still good.
What are you talking about? I gave it like a 1
I'll
at
never
least.
buy it on vinyl. I'm fussy.
Unless it was like $1. If it was $1, I'd buy it.
See, that's silly boy talk. Come on.
How is that silly boy talk? If it was $1, I'd buy it.
Talk.
If it was $3, I'd buy it.
If it was $10, you'd buy it too. I know you.
There has to be. See, like you're like one of those guys in the finals that like cries when he loses, not realizing that like there can only be one winner. There has to be a bottom tiered.
What is this comparison? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Because you're complaining something has to fill that bottom spot. Something has to be there.
Well, obviously, yeah, there has to be.
I don't know if you know that because you're complaining here. Something has to be there. So why not?
All you've done is talk shit on this record.
Why
when
not?
It's really good.
Why not put the record on the bottom that is completely ununique, that is a rehash of all the same jokes, that besides the first song, which we've already covered, is completely forgettable. Why not put that at the bottom?
Because it's better than Use Your Fingers. Because it's better than Use Your Fingers.
Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God, dude. Obviously one of them has to be lower than the other. I mean, that's just how that's how lists work.
Yeah, but like you watch these reality shows and there's like a group of 20 and there can only be one winner, and every single person that gets voted off, they cry and they can't believe, like, you all know only one of you is going to win. Like, you know, there has to be a bottom one. Why not pick the worst one? And I did that.
No, that's fine.
I picked the worst one.
But the worst one is not hard. That I understand. Like somebody has to be the loser. Like somebody has to be in last place. Like that has to happen. I understand that. I'm not complaining about that. What I'm irritated about is that you say that Use Your Fingers is better than Hard Off, which it 100% is not. That's, like I said, that's silly boy talk.
Objectively and subjectively is better than Hard Off. Hard Off was, and I say this because I really mean it, not because this is the band, but Hard Off was dumb. It was just dumb. I know, like Bloodhound Gang, there's dumb. Let's laugh at fart joke. Do. I love fart jokes. I love diarrhea and stuff.
Who doesn't?
Of course, it's hilarious. It's funny. Well, Hard Off is just dumb. Dumb.
That's dumb. That's dumb. You're dumb.
Exactly.
That's dumb.
Exactly.
That was a quote. That was a quote straight from Ryan right there.
He probably heard
yelling at me. Yeah, he probably did. I don't think he's home. I think he went to the movies. I think now he goes to the movies on Mondays because he knows we pod.
Why?
Not that I don't know. Like I've noticed that
being there in general makes him mad.
Because I know he can't hear me. Oh, he was so loud. Oh, what was it? It was had to have been like last Thursday or something like that. He was like, it was like midnight and he's like screaming and cackling, and I haven't heard him be that loud in a long fucking time. Like I was shocked. Like I don't know who he was playing games with, but he was like fuck yeah, ah, and then you know the high pitched laugh he has. Really? He was just doing it. Yeah. No, but it was like extra loud. Oh my God, he was.
Like a lights out time.
No. I mean, all three of us are up pretty late. I mean, till like midnight, 1 o'clock. So I don't know. I can only hear Balin when I go outside of my room, but once I'm in my room, I can't hear him at all. But whatever.
Girl.
Okay, so yeah, your number 3 is Use Your Fingers, and that's very stupid. So my number 3, Hooray for Boobies. You know, their third record, 99, like you said. This one, there's so much nostalgia with this record. I remember fucking going to Walmart and with Chris Murphy going to Walmart and not realizing that they only sold censored CDs. So he ended up buying the censored version of Hooray for Boobies. And on the cover, it was actually like a cartoon picture of like a cow or something weird like that, like a yellow cover. It didn't look anything like the normal cover. And yeah, it was censored, and it was really stupid and really funny. And the song Mope, you know, the part with Pac-Man, that whole Pac-Man part in the middle of the song, that entire part was not even on the song, on the censored version. It was that part was completely cut out. Yeah, it was, I think even there was one song that wasn't even on there at all. What was it? It might've been the Vagina song, the 3.14. I can't remember.
You know, that would have been like
anyway,
a cool thing that they could have done was re-release a lot of their albums with doing like over-exaggerated censorships on them.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been funny.
It could have been really funny, yeah. It would be like the entire record just bleeped.
Like that Guttermouth show in Irvine where he would replace all the bad words with like stupid like flowers or hearts or whatever the fuck you would say.
Yeah, because fucking the idiots at Nordstrom thought it would be a good idea to put Guttermouth on at a mall. That entire show was put on by Nordstrom. That was so dumb. Made no sense.
I don't understand.
But anyway, yeah, my third one is Hooray for Boobies. I love this record. My favorite song. It was hard to choose a favorite, but Mope is just. I know every word to this song. I watched this video. I can't even tell you how many times because I recorded it on a VHS tape, and man, I would just watch this video over and over again because it's so dumb. And then kind of like as I got older, I realized, oh, they're sampling a lot of shit in here. Like the main hook is obviously the Frankie Goes to Hollywood song, and then the big guitar riff, that's just Slayer's Raining Blood, but slowed down like significantly. And I actually didn't realize that till I was like into my 20s. I was listening to it. I'm like, why does this sound so familiar now? And then I realized it's Raining Blood by Slayer. But yeah, it's a mess of a song, honestly. It's a real, truly, it's just a fucking mess. But I love it. Love the record. Glad I have it on vinyl. Glad I didn't blow it. Just really rubbing that one in for you. But yeah, there you go. That's my number 3. Hooray for Boobies.
It's a cool looking vinyl too. Like it's a clear vinyl, and the what do you call it? Like the labels in the middle of the record. Yeah, the center label is like a boobies.
It's a boob, yeah.
And it's double LP. So if you were, I don't know, whoever would do that. I mean, I probably would the first time. You would lay them out next to each other, and it looks like two boobies looking at you.
Yeah, I know. And then the little spindle in the middle of your record player goes right through the nipple. So you got pokey nipples. But
see, that's
clever.
That's good.
It's clever for sure. But yeah, no, I love this record, and the vinyl has some remixes on side D as well. But yeah, it's cool, good stuff, man. If anybody out there, has the chance, pick it up, Jeff. Pick it up. Now, what do you got for your number 2? Go.
Number 2, One Fierce Spear Coaster.
All right.
Their second album, 96.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, this is such a different album from Use Your Fingers. This is way more focused, way more cohesive. Every song on this album seems like it was crafted and doesn't seem like anything was just thrown on here. Yes, I agree that Use Your Fingers is very like DIY in the sense. It was just a bunch of kids who wrote songs and thought they were good and threw them on an album. Some of them were good, some of them weren't good. But One Fierce Beer Coaster is now like we got a band. We have a band making music, not just individuals working together to make songs in some capacity. We got a band making music, and it's good. And there's,
so good.
Obviously some highly controversial stuffs, but it represents something like truly unique about this time period. It's so damn fun. Like, dude, the mid-90s were just a time where you could say damn near anything you wanted. Like, you really could, except for like fuck. Like saying fuck in movies was always, remember like the whole like get shorty, be cool, and be cool. Travolta says you only say fuck one time in a PG-13 movie. But
yeah.
how much like misogyny, how much like racism, how much you could say anything you wanted.
Homophobia, everything. Yeah.
As long as it wasn't the word
matter.
fuck.
Or shit. The word fuck or shit.
Fuck or
like,
shit
you couldn't mess
say.
with those. Yeah.
But you could say anything else. And this album like truly represents that to the max. But not not like an aggressive way. It's always in I mean that's as lighthearted as you can get, I guess. It's always in like a more lighthearted delivery. And it's besides subject matter, I think this is, and again, I said earlier, my list is a little subjective. When I say a little, it's a lot subjective based on nostalgia. This is the best that they've ever done instrument-wise. Like instrumentation, this is the best by far. But I couldn't put number one just because it was hard. It was hard. But
it's actually pretty easy to put a number one.
If I did this based on like objectivity, this would have been my number one. But it's not. It's my number two. But Lift Your Head Up High and Blow Your Brains Out. That's my favorite. Because you brought that one to the pod, and I had never heard this album in its entirety either. And I thought that song was so good. And
I can't believe I've never heard it prior to that. It's so wild to me.
I don't remember if I have, but it wasn't like laugh out loud funny like some of the other stuffs are. It was like, damn, this is just a really good fucking tune. This is just a surprisingly good, catchy song. And after listening to so much Bloodhound Gang, it's hard to get behind like the Bad Touch being like one of their biggest songs, just because, man, there's so much better stuff out there that could have been it.
Not to say that's a bad song, because it is a really good song, but there's so much better shit out there.
One time we were on a booze cruise with the old roommates, and I don't know if I told you this story or if you heard it in some capacity, but we did karaoke every night on the booze cruise just because you're stuck on a fucking boat. What else are you gonna do? And we would sing, but we were out there like mingling with people our age. You know, we were in our mid-20s and we were mingling with people in their mid-20s. So this guy comes up and he's got to be like mid-40s, and he sings the Bad Touch. And it's the most awkward, uncomfortable thing like I've ever seen. And he was like the whole like put your hands down my pants part, like his hands went down his pants. But then like right before, Ryan had the gorilla vest and he pulled it off for Bon Jovi. But for some reason,
I forgot about the gorilla vest.
That guy
totally forgot about that.
Dude, that guy singing the Bad Touch had that place quiet as a church. Nobody clapped. Everyone was just like in awe of how uncomfortable this guy was. He didn't crack a smile. As soon as he was done with his song, he just left and went and did whatever the fuck he was doing. I don't know.
Never saw him again.
But I will never forget it. How that was for sure the most awkward karaoke performance I've ever seen in my life. So forever now, whenever I hear the Bad
Ryan's
Touch,
performances.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That was leaps and bounds more awkward. So whenever I hear the Bad Touch now, that's all I think of is that guy burned in my brain. But yeah, One Fierce Beer Coaster.
That is your number two. Well, it's my number one. So, I mean, we could talk about it a little bit more. This is, man, like you said, this is the best thing they did instrumentation-wise. This was Spanky G, the drummer. He was very young. I think he was like 16 when he joined the band, or 17, and he was actually a pretty damn good drummer. He played on this record and he played on Hooray for Boobies, and then he quit because of harassment. He was just. You never watched the DVD, right?
No.
Well, the DVD. Friend of the pod, Sean, had he got the DVD when we were in freshman year of high school, and we watched it together, and it was just we had to like stop it and then watch the rest of it later because it was so uncomfortable. Like it was sad, like how much they fucking bullied this guy. Like it was on the verge of just like I don't know, man. I can't even explain it. Like you have to watch it and just feel how uncomfortable it is. But then there were other parts that were just so funny. But then they were interspersed with like the awkwardness of them just bullying the shit out of this guy. And you could totally tell like why he left, because they fucking treated him like shit. But yeah, anyway, this
Terrible.
is dude, it was, I can't even explain it to you. this shit. I mean, the shit they did in the '90s with to this guy would not. Like, they would probably be arrested. Honestly, like, it was fucked up.
You think, like, okay, why would he stay there? They weren't.
I don't know.
Massive at this point. Why would you stay there? Why did his parents allow him to stay there? Why did they do that to him? I
don't know. I do not know. I will say this too: if you ever do watch the DVD, and there's a reason why it's not on YouTube, and the reason is because there are so many wieners, like male genitalia. Like, it is just every other shot, every other scene is either one of the guys in the band's wiener or just a wiener in general. Like, it's unreal why this was even released. But dude, they fuck with every member fucks with each other so bad, like doing just like the most gay panic stuff you could possibly think of. Like, the DVD is unreal. It's absolutely unreal. But people should go watch it just to understand what this band was about in the 90s.
What life was like in the 90s.
What life? Yeah, no, honestly, and it's funny because like if you go on YouTube, you can find like the deleted scenes from the DVD, but not the actual DVD. And all the comments talk about, like, all the comments say like, oh, this was touring. This was what like touring was like in the US in the 90s. Like, every band acted like this. Every band did this, and that's why a lot of bands didn't succeed, because they were just so bored and they would just fuck with each other so bad that they would like want to kill each other. So I don't know. It's a crazy DVD, but pick it up. But regardless, this is some of their best songs on this one. And my favorite song off of One Fierce Beer Coaster is "Lift Your Head Up High and Blow Your Brains Out" as well. To the point where in my senior year, my you could have a little quote below your senior picture in the yearbook, and my quote was, "Life is short and hard like a bodybuilding elf," and that was my fucking quote. And nobody got it, and that's fine. I enjoyed it. I laughed at it. That the school actually printed that into their yearbook, a fucking Bloodhound Gang lyric. So I always loved that line. And then, there's some questionable moments. Not just the song Yellow Fever, but, I wish I were queered it so I can get chicks. That has some questionable stuff in it. Oh, God. I don't know. Great record, regardless of the craziness and the non-PC stuff. But there you go. That's my number one. And then, so, yeah, my number two was Hefty Fine, and then so your number one was Hefty Fine. So
yeah,
that'll just bleed into the main episode where we get into Hefty Fine from Bloodhound Gang. So go check it out. And let's fucking no outro. That's it. That's all.